zip code to zip code and hot zones, and where there are those that are the most vulnerable, the least access to health insurance, etc. We know that with some of our sites we have anywhere between 34 and 54% of uninsured patients. So we're hitting our targets. We know how to hit the targets, and we're very, our hands up to volunteer when the county gives us go to scale this up.
Finally, you've been out to these sites. I know you're out in the field a lot. What is the one thing you've learned in this past almost year now that you've been doing this for the city and county of LA? What is the one thing you've learned from this experience, and what would you tell others?
Well, I think it was the model that we set out with as a dream, but only came to fruition because of the great faith of the city of Los Angeles, and in particular Los Angeles Fire Department, that you can take civilian corps and merge them in partnerships. We take our lead from LA Fire, and we've been able to build these programs, evolve these programs together, and I think it has to do with basic citizen activism. The other thing I'd circle back to is that, as the mayor was referring to, where this community spread is happening, and what we have to really pay attention to is that we know there's been a kind of radicalization of libertarianism that has, as well as fatigue or lack of information education, that has led to a major population who is not been able to be or not being responsible to each other. I stand here today, somebody who's taking this very personally. My 93-year-old mother is 5 days into testing positive. Thank God, currently still asymptomatic. But there's none of us that aren't vulnerable. And now, especially as we have the end in sight, because of science will make America great, and because of this end in sight, now is the time to really bond together as a country, as a corps, and as we're doing here with LA Fire and Curative Lab and the other significant partners, USC, all frankly thanks to you, Mayor Garcetti.
Thank you, sir. To the doctor from USC.